Hello, this is Margot Tripsa. I'm going to talk about using QR codes to increase productivity in the classroom. This tutorial was recorded for the Teaching and Learning Forum, Doha, Qatar 2016. Part 1. 15 Ways to Use QR Codes. What is a QR code? A QR code is a type of 2D barcode. They have become very popular. In a QR code, you can encode text, websites, video resources, or audio resources. So, what do you need to create a QR code or to read a QR code? To create a QR code, you need a QR generator app, and these are some of the most popular ones. I will talk about some of them a little later. My favorite QR reader app is Enigma. You can go to the App Store and pretty much download whichever you want. There might be some slight differences between them, but they pretty much serve the same purpose. Students are very excited to use QR codes in the classroom. They increase productivity because QR codes help students access resources. QR codes help teachers share information. They help teachers share student work. They help students turn paper projects into multimedia projects, and they increase student engagement and motivation. I will briefly share 15 ideas for classroom use. Teachers, for instance, can share websites through QR codes, maybe websites that the students need to refer to very often or various websites for different subjects. The students can learn more about different topics when the teachers create these kind of projects for science or art. Also, the students themselves can create this kind of project and share their knowledge. Another idea would be to allow the students to show the process behind a piece of work, to teach others, or to show their thinking. I see this working very well with math projects, for instance. If you display their work either on the bulletin board or maybe inside the room, the students can attach a QR code and explain their thinking. Students can turn paper projects into multimedia projects. This student, for instance, designed a paper flipbook about idioms, and then she created a show me in which she shared her thinking. She reflected on her favorite idioms and she talked about the book. This added a level of complexity to the project and allowed the student to show her knowledge in more than one way. These are another 4 fun ideas. Book reviews. How fun it would be for a student to listen to a book review created by other students before deciding whether or not he or she would read the book. The students can also create bookmarks with book trailers or podcasts on fiction or non-fiction books. The teachers can create stop and check comprehension points in a book, and therefore when the students get to a certain page in the book, they would be required to answer some questions before moving on. Teachers can also connect QR codes to formative assessment tools. For instance, the students could scan a code that would take them to a Google form that they need to fill out, and that would provide the teacher with data in regards to their comprehension of the lesson. Teachers can create handouts with links to websites like the ones I shared previously. I think this is very helpful, especially for young students who would have a hard time finding websites online. This would really help them locate resources online and independently navigate the internet. Teachers can differentiate instruction and provide different directions without necessarily the students knowing the fact that they have to work on different tasks. Also, the use of QR codes for answer keys is a great idea. The students would work on their handout and would be allowed to scan the code only when they are finished. The Common Core standards require students to add audio recordings to presentations. So, a traditional book report, for instance, could be enhanced by the use of an audio recording using an audio QR code. The teachers can link the QR codes to students' digital portfolios, and how much easier it is when a parent comes into your room and you can just show the parent a code. The parent would just scan the code that would take him to his child portfolio, and he would leave the room with the link saved in his application. The use of QR codes for listening centers or group work is a great idea, and you can find many resources available online, even for free, on Teachers Pay Teachers, for instance. You can see here some examples of read aloud stories. For instance, if you give a moose a muffin, read by Laura Numeroff, or Amelia Badilia by Peggy Parrish. What you can do is either record your stories yourself, or just link QR codes to already created videos or read aloud on YouTube. As you can see, you can do lots of things with QR codes. You can use them even for self-reflection pieces or student-led conferences artifacts. I used this one last year, and the student reflected on her progress in math. It was a great way for the student to be ready when the parent came into the room, because sometimes students are a little bit shy when the parents come. This really helped some of the students because they just asked the parent to scan the code and the pre-recorded audio started playing. Classroom incentives is another idea, and the students are very excited to scan the code and find out what incentives they get for their work. I think this is a brilliant idea. The students can learn about the different elements of the periodic table or about the different states by scanning the appropriate code. In conclusion, if used strategically, QR codes can really increase productivity in the classroom, and they can facilitate effective use of classroom time. Thank you. In part 2, you can see it in action. I will demonstrate how you can use 3 tools for creating regular QR codes and also 3 different tools for creating audio QR codes. You will also learn how to create your first scannable QR code business card. Thank you.